Mo Rocca's on the phone.
What's going on,
What's going on, Mo?
Well, I'm in New York right now. I'm getting ready to leave for Gator Nation, and so I'm trying to pack the right. I'm not sure what you wear in Gator Nation. I have my passport and everything's ready, but so what's the weather like there?
Right now, it is about 40 degrees and it's raining. But that's unusual for us. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, it'll be 100.
All right. Okay. Great. So I should bring a lot of stuff with me. And and what's the terrain like? I mean, should I pack heat? I mean, is it dangerous, like the wildlife and stuff? Or
there is the alligators are dangerous. The spiders down here are the size of small bats. So yes, there is a lot of wildlife down here. As long as you wear something that says Florida Gators national champs in basketball and football, you will be welcomed.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I bruise like a grape, so I don't want to get my ass kicked.
So, Mo, what have you been up to since now, obviously, I followed your career really closely when you were with The Daily Show. Talk a little bit about when you were with The Daily Show. Who were some of the correspondents that were on with you at that time? Because it seems like they're constantly changing correspondents over there. Is it like Menudo? Is there a point where they kick you out?
That's exactly. When you get to a certain point, you are deported to Puerto Rico, and it's over. It's really and luckily my Spanish is pretty good, but still, I got tired of San Juan because that's really. I mean, the spiders are gigantic there. They're like little dinosaurs. Who were the correspondents? There was this guy. I don't know what happened to him. A guy named Steve Carell. I think he's like pumping gas somewhere.
Yeah.
And Stephen Colbert, Vance DeGeneres. I came in right as Brian Unger was leaving. You'd have to be a real student of The Daily Show to know some of the names, I think. We all came from different backgrounds. I mean, Stephen Colbert and Steve Carell actually had been at Second City together in Chicago, had done improv. Vance DeGeneres was a writer. I was working in kids TV, and I was also, a consulting editor at an adult men's magazine called Perfect 10, which is a magazine that only features models without breast implants. And so it was just kind of Louis Black has been a stand-up for a long time.
Mo, let me back up to the Perfect 10 magazine. How tough was it to write for that magazine?
Well, first of all, you had to have a good eye to be able to tell on site whether a model had implants or not. Because
right.
If she had implants, it was an immediate disqualification. I mean, it went to court. It was a really big deal if a model walked in the door and said she didn't have implants. No, this magazine is still in existence. This has got to be the freakiest experience I ever had because I was working on Jim Henson on a Muppets show at that time. It was actually a Jim Henson show for Nickelodeon, and I'd worked on that.
Oh, you don't want to cross work there. You don't want to leave one file one place and one file another place at that point, do you?
Preschool kids TV and softcore pornography, separate but equal, never the twain shall meet. Now, you don't want to, exactly, you got to keep them separate but equal, man, separate. In fact, I remember once, quick story, I was there's still a club called the Strand, right, in Miami Beach, and I was sent there for the official opening of Perfect 10 in South Beach, and so I was the ranking Perfect 10 official there, but at the same time I had a Cat in the Hat surprise birthday sketch due to Nickelodeon, and so I had all these photographers. I guess South Beach has a lot of guys that say they represent different models, trying to push them, and I was on the phone, in the payphone, when people still use them, I guess, in the corner of the Strand, going over notes with my producer, talking about, no, Sam I Am comes in with the birthday cake, then everyone yells, surprise, and Yertle the Turtle is there, and I had this guy, this sort of sweaty photographer with a handful of headshots, like screaming in my other ear, going, I got 50 naked chicks for you, 50 naked chicks, and it was just a really weird thing, and I kept thinking, do you know that Dr. Seuss book, Fox and Socks, and they go, Fox and Socks, chicks on bricks and all this, and I kept thinking of little naked chicks, as he was saying, and I said, this is really screwed up. So,
that was getting a little bizarre.
Yeah.
you were on every I love the 80s, 90s, 70s show.
Yeah, I think one of my most bizarre experiences when I was on vacation this last time is I'm flipping by the Food Network, and for some reason I have this little fetish towards the pretty little girls on the Food Network.
Yeah.
Like the Italian girl and Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
They're like bookends for my fantasies, basically. And I'm watching, and I turn on the Iron Chef, and they're doing some sort of holiday theme, and I see you on there. Are you judging cranberry dishes?
It was Battle Cranberry, so I was drafted into Battle Cranberry. It was right after Battle Honey, and I think next up is Battle Fennel. No, look, cable has been sort of an opportunity for me to hone my expertise at seeming like an expert, because you can go on. I've been like a legal analyst on Court TV. I've been an animal expert on Animal Planet. I was a relationship expert on Bravo, and now apparently I'm a food expert. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Did you foresee becoming like the Renaissance man of cable TV, though?
That's a really nice way to put it. Do you want to be my publicist?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely. I think if you just threw in an extra free meal a day, you'd probably top what I've got going on here, so it wouldn't cost you too much more.
Look, the nice thing about the wonderful world of cable is there's so much time to fill, and they need experts. In fact, any university worth its salt needs to start a program in how to sound like an expert. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's like they should give out, instead of this communications BS, that's what it's all about.
They never actually teach you anything. They just teach you how to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I think that's what college is for anyway, isn't it?
But he's an expert at it. I'm sitting here watching that, and you would have thought that like maybe his grandparents had like a cranberry farm or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was so harsh on them. He's like, it's a little bit tart, and you're like, well, I didn't know your expertise, but I was eating it up. It was actually fun. And the one lady who hosts the Italian-based show on there, I think at one point really hurt her feelings when you told her like her dish was tart.
Yeah, I know. Well, my mother's maiden name is Ocean Spray, and so she's from the Ocean Spray. So, no, I'm nice to everybody on that show, and because if you make friends with them, this is true, you get free stuff afterwards. I mean, that's a large part of it. So you got to cultivate these relationships.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing as radio, dude. We just try to get as much free crap as possible.
That's
well, you got a free like 3-course meal out of it, so yeah. I mean that's a bonus.
Well, it's actually it's 2 5-course meals.
I had to go to the bathroom twice during the show, so I missed 2 of the courses.
Hey Mo, the I Love shows have become a huge hit. Obviously, they're really, really popular. How much fun was it to do that show? And my second part of that question is, isn't it a little too soon to do I Love 1999? I mean, seriously, we're only a few years away from that. I can't reminisce on what happened 5 years ago.
Well, you know what? We're already pre-taping I Love the O's, so I mean, I just finished taping I Love 2006, and I can't. It's really weird. It's now we're going to bend the space-time continuum.
I Love 2012. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. what we think we'll end up loving. I don't know what you'd call. I will have loved.
Hal Sparks is in like an astronaut suit. Yeah, I can see it. People always ask what it's like taping, and you go away to this boot camp, and and I share a cell with Hal Sparks. It is kind of like Gitmo. And I will say one thing: he's a great guy. He's a really nice guy, but he made a pact with the devil. And here's how I know this: because they give us these little study tapes, and actually I think I'm kind of responsible for them, because in the beginning they said, we have this show coming up, I Love the 80s, and we'll ask you questions about this, that, and the other. And I said, well, how the hell am I supposed to remember any of this? And so I insisted that they sent, just tapes, whatever they had, of clips of those shows, so I could write jokes off of it. Right.
And then they started just sort of as a matter of course making these things. And but Hal Sparks will recite just vast parts of movies and TV shows that aren't on those tapes, like from Howard the Duck, stuff like that. It's really freaky. I mean, so I definitely envy the ability to retain all that stuff. But no, otherwise, how would anybody remember the details of the Nancy Reagan episode of Different Strokes?
Right, absolutely.
I beg to differ. I remember that.
MoJo actually is a huge Different Strokes fan. Mo, do you have anything going on right now that you need to promote? Obviously, any movies, any TV shows, any books coming out that we need to know about?
I'm going to go down to I'm going down to the Super Bowl for the Tonight Show to do some pieces for them on that.
Nice.
So that should be fun, and we know who's playing, right?
Yeah,
that's figured out. All right.
It's the Bears and the Colts.
Right.
Cool, man. Well, we'll be looking for you. Do you have a MySpace page that we can invade?
I got to get one of those.
You should totally do that, man.
Yeah.
You were always on the brink of every cultural phenomenon. What are you going to do when you do, the 2000s and they ask you about MySpace?
Yeah, you're going to be the only one that doesn't know about
You have to make it up this time.
No, you know what? I'm really into Facebook right now. No, I don't know. So whenever I go to campuses, it's all they talk about is Facebook. These kids, the whippersnappers.
Mo, thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, have a good morning, buddy.